afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this week's computer and internet tutorial. This week we'll be talking about TexasLegalHelp.org, which is a website that provides free legal advice and free legal forms. So we'll kind of walk you through how to access all of these resources. We here at the library are not lawyers and we're not qualified to give you legal help. So oftentimes when we get questions about finding legal information, we do direct people here to TexasLegalHelp.org. So we'll go ahead and get started. I'll try to keep this as brief as possible, but there is a lot of information to cover. So you'll want to, of course, start at TexasLegalHelp.org, typing that in your address bar. And we are already here on the home page. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is this legal information and legal forms. This big orangish button in the menu. I'm going to click on that. When you click on it, you'll see various legal categories. And you can just click on the one that applies to your questions or concerns. Today we'll just go ahead and click on maybe family, divorce, and children, and just kind of take a look at the legal information provided here. A lot of these options are basically toolkits. So the toolkits include the steps you'll need to take and the forms that you'll need to fill out. So I'll just click on one. So yeah, the toolkits will include your instructions, which basically step-by-step guides. And there is a frequently asked questions section for that particular legal situation. And then there are actual forms as well. And you can find those generally about halfway down. The forms are free to print off. The forms themselves also include the steps that you'll need to take. So if you would like a printout of the information you're seeing online, those forms will include that. I'm going to click here just to print out both the instructions and forms. And then you will just click on the image of the forms here for that particular legal situation. All right, so here we can see the form with the toolkit packet. Your instructions will be included there, the steps that you'll need to take, as well as the forms. We'll scroll down and take a look at those. Obviously, any legal situation is going to include a lot of paperwork and a lot of reading. We do often get a lot of questions here in the library asking us to try to explain things to them or try to simplify the process, but such is the case with legal matters, there's going to be a lot of reading and a lot of things that you'll need to fill out. And unfortunately, we are not qualified to give legal advice, much less fill out forms for you. These are things that you'll have to take into your own hands. But we are happy to direct you to these types of resources where you can get the help that you need from people that are qualified to give that help to you. All right. So these forms you can print out if you want to print at the library. It's 15 cents for each black and white page. But as you can see there, all of the information that you'll need is included in the packets. So I'm just going to go back over here to the Texas Law Help website. So I just kind of want to go over that really quickly again. You'll click on this Legal Information and Forms menu button, and based on your legal situation, you'll click on that category. And then you can kind of scroll through and see which of these toolkits applies to your situation. The next section I'd like to talk about is this legal help menu option. I'm going to start here with the legal help finder. So this legal help finder includes organizations that help with specific kinds of legal matters. So as you notice, there are a lot of organizations that are listed here, and it continues on. So in order to narrow down the options here and to find the help that you specifically need, you'll use these filters here. So we are in Dallas County, and we'll need to choose the legal category that our situation applies to. Let's say health and benefits. And this last one pops up sometimes. As far as filtering goes, it looks like it is optional, but it does narrow down the list of legal organizations that come up here. So if you're having, if you are bringing up a result with lots of organizations, it may be helpful to narrow down even further by using this third filter here. So I chose our Dallas County and the legal topic that my situation may apply to, health and benefits, and it brings up organizations that help specifically in Dallas with health and benefit legal issues. When you click on one of the organizations, you can get more information about that organization, including their hours of operation, ways that you can contact them, and generally they have some kind of intake forms or online intake application that can be filled out. So you'll generally see a link there to the forms or to the online application, information about how they help, and generally near the bottom of the information page for that organization is a link to their website. And when you click on that, you do leave the Texas Law Help website and you will be directed to the website for that organization. Now we're on the website for the organization Disability Rights Texas. So I'm just going to go back over to Texas Law Help. I'm going to close this tab. We're back on this website. So this is a really good spot to search for if you need an organization that deals specifically with the legal concern that you have. The next area we'd like to go to is to this legal clinic calendar. So this calendar shows all of the clinics that are held across all of Texas. So many of these clinics are basically short presentations about a specific legal topic, like maybe tenant rights or family law, and then they're often followed by a short one-on-one session with the lawyer where you can sit and ask legal questions. So the calendar is a little closer to the bottom of the page. You can scroll through the months with these blue arrows here, and each day has the events that are listed for that day. When you're taking a look at the events, make sure that you read the description. In the description, you'll often see what type of help is being offered at that clinic. This one, for example, helps with benefits, consumer employment, family housing, and so on. You'll also generally see information about who qualifies to receive help at this particular clinic, and each event may be a little different, so definitely click on it and you'll find other information that may be pertinent to that particular clinic. Maybe some COVID-19 measures or documentation that you may need to bring, as well as a website that you can go to for more information about that clinic. So these clinics are held all over Texas. So you may want to take a look and find one that is closest to you. So the next area we want to go to is this other helpful organizations, which is under the legal help option on the menu. This is just a really nice directory for organizations that you may not necessarily notice when you're looking in the other section for this legal help finder. So this is a good spot to head over to if any of those apply to you. You would click here on legal help and then other helpful organizations. And then the next spot we want to go to is this legal help frequently asked questions. And this is really useful, especially for this section here, qualifying for legal help. A lot of the help on this TexasLegalHelp.org is for those who qualify, and often that's an income-based qualification. You have to fall below a certain income level in order to qualify for the free legal assistance that's offered on this site. This question here, what are the income guidelines for most legal aid organizations? There is a little link here that will take you over to a chart with I guess the income poverty line. I'm just going to open that in a new link. I right click on it and then click on the first option, open in a new tab. So this page here gives a chart of the poverty guidelines based on the number of people in your household. So if you are the only member of your household, a household of one, and your income before taxes is $12,760 or less, then you are likely to qualify for free legal help with one of the organizations listed on TexasLegalHelp.org. And I say likely because this is just a general guideline, just to give you a roundabout idea if you qualify for help. Each of the organizations that is listed on TexasLegalHelp.org may have their own set of qualifiers. They may have their own income levels or income standards. So again, this is just going to give you a general idea if you qualify. And again, just want to highlight that a lot of this is based on your income before taxes are taken out. All right, so the next area that I would like to talk about is going to be this ask a question. There are 3 different ways to go about that. The first is going to be this question and answer bank. I'm just going to open that in a new tab by right-clicking on it and click open the link in a new tab. And I'll go to that tab we just opened there. So this question and answer bank basically covers really common questions that people have, and these are just published information, published answers to those questions. Likely if you have a legal question, then 1,000 other people have also had that question, and so they've tried to make it easy for you to find the answers to your question, especially these common ones, by compiling the answers here. So you would click on this little drop down arrow, and again you would select the subcategory that applies to the question that you have. Maybe we have a question about a name change. And you can further narrow down the results here. We'll do name change of an adult. And then here are the frequently asked questions and answers regarding the name change of an adult. Let's click on this one. This is an interesting question. See what the answer is. Yes, you will still be responsible for your debts under your original name. Pretty straightforward. So the other area under this Ask a Question, let's head back over there. Click on that. Is going to be the chat feature. So that is here. The hours and days are listed here. So with the live chat here, it's important to note that the person you're chatting with on the other line may not be an attorney. They may be a volunteer with Texas Law Help, so they're not going to provide you legal advice. They will mainly answer questions regarding, I guess, use of the website, and they'll help you find the information that you need on the website. If you are trying to see if you qualify for free legal help, then they are asking that you ask to be transferred to a staff attorney. So when you are ready to chat, you would actually click here on this blue button to chat. If you don't see this blue button here, then that means that basically the chat hours are closed. They're not online. You may be trying to chat outside of the time when they have that open. So you'll just have to check back. And then we're going to go back up to the Ask a Question. There's another way that your questions can get answered. And that's going to be here through Texas Legal Answers. I'm just going to click on that. And we'll be leaving the TexasLawHelp.org website and going over to Texas Legal Answers website. So how this site works is you can get your questions answered by an attorney, someone who's qualified to give you legal advice. What you will need to do is to sign up for an account on the website. And once you complete the sign-up process, you will have to answer a few questions to make sure that you qualify to receive the free legal advice. Again, a lot of the free legal services that Texas Law Help connects you to, there's usually some qualifiers. Some of them are income-based. You may have to fall within a certain demographic, such as being a veteran or being disabled or elderly. But you'll just answer a few questions to see if you qualify for that. Then you can ask your question to someone who is qualified to give you an answer, a legal answer, and then you will get an email. I believe it said within 30 days you'll get an email with the reply to your question. All right, so let's go back over to Texas Law Help website. So that is the bulk of TexasLawHelp.org. Again, it's just a really great site for getting legal information. Those toolkits are a step-by-step guide for filing all of your paperwork, and also includes the paperwork that you need. You can also find organizations that will help you through the legal process. Again, a lot of those organizations do have qualifiers, so you'll need to check with that organization specifically to see if you qualify for receiving free help with them. But you can head over to the legal facts and check the poverty guideline chart, and it'll give you a roundabout idea to see if you're likely to qualify for the help. And then you do have the option to ask a question by searching the frequently asked question bank. You can also chat with a volunteer that will assist you navigate the Texas Law Help website, or you can head over to Texas Legal Answers, where you can email your question to a lawyer, someone qualified to give you legal advice, and get an email reply back. And last but not least is going to be the Texas Legal Clinic calendar, where local legal organizations hold clinics, which are often presentations, followed by one-on-one sessions where you can speak to a lawyer. Again, those do generally have some qualifiers as well. But be sure to check the calendar, click on the event, see what those qualifiers are, see what items you need to bring, and find other pertinent information for that event. That is it for Texas Law Help. Again, librarians here are not lawyers, and we're not qualified to give you legal advice. However, Texas Law Help is a really great resource for finding the legal help that you need. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you will join us next week when we'll be doing our Spirits of the Past tutorial. We'll be going over Heritage Quest, which is a really great website for finding information about our ancestors. Anyway, I hope that you have a great weekend, and we'll see you next weekend.